But it's in this environment, right, that we're now seeing AI get to a point where it is becoming indistinguishable from reality. I mean, it was one thing to talk about that years ago, theoretically, as a future point on this channel, and we've made multiple videos about this, okay? But now we're there. We're officially there at this point. And whatever the technology is right now is only going to get more sophisticated from this point on, and we're already there.
Alluring photos of a woman named Claudia have caught the attention of lovesick Reddit users. The catch? Claudia is not a real person. She's an AI image generated by the program Stable Diffusion. Two computer scientists created her as a joke to catfish men and make cash selling her nudes.
AI technology is able to fool a voice identification system that's used by the Australian government to secure the private information of millions of people.
And now they're cloning singers' voices, making them sing whatever song they want to, and it sounds real.
I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted, but I attacked the whole religion all because of my ignorance. I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted, but I attacked the whole religion all because of my ignorance.
Something called Forever Voices enables you to talk to famous people. That sounds real.
As AI Joe Rogan, I'm here to bring that raw and unfiltered energy to Forever Voices.
We can now deepfake ourselves with just a picture of ourselves, a few seconds of our voice, and a couple dollars. It really takes almost no effort at all. And the cloned voices even take pauses and breaths.
And have some thoughts on the subject that I would like to share with you today. When it comes to startups, my first piece of advice is to focus on solving a real problem for customers. Many entrepreneurs get excited about a new idea or technology.
And already the lines between real and fiction are becoming blurred. We need to radically change our perspective to see the things the way they really are.
As the world gets more fake or starts to feel more synthetic with all of this, with everything that's going on, people are now becoming more fake online as well. And it seems like everything about this is targeted at this idea of artificial perfection, being able to perfect you through the technology of erasing so-called flaws. I mean, you guys remember the old filters, right? See, it used to just be about turning people into dogs, dog people. Or like a fairy person with green hair and a tiny, tiny nose. See this? Or a dancing rabbit bunny suit person. But see, these things were always very obvious. And some are a lot more obvious than others. If you know what I mean. I mean, this is a mood. Most of them are just uncanny and creepy.
At least now we can all have giant lips, though.
Well, now they have these new machine learning ones, and people are freaking out. And this is how you could tell. See? You go like that. See that? See how the filter? Yeah. Well, now they have ones that don't do that. And this is the new filter. And as you can see, this is not my face. It's been subtly changed. It isn't just makeup. But check the makeup. I can rub it, and it doesn't come off.
This is a problem. Look, you can't even tell it's a filter anymore. Just look at this filter.
What the heck? I'm losing my mind. What do you mean you can't tell that this is a filter? I look like a Bratz doll. I look like I belong in Madame Tussauds wax museum.
But look how perfect. I'm wearing no makeup right now. This is all a filter. And it's just scary because there's a lot of girls out there that don't realize when someone's got a filter on and they're chasing perfection because that's what they think everybody looks like. And this is not what people look like.
And I've heard people argue this is just like makeup. Oh, this is just the next step of makeup. But it's a false argument, simply because when I put makeup on my face, it doesn't change my eye color. It doesn't take fat out of my face, put fillers into my face. It doesn't give me a nose job. I mean, these are subtly altering the structure of people's faces. It's not, makeup doesn't do that. At least not my makeup.
I'm a photographer. I have a commercial studio. And this is why these filters are bullshit, because people use them so much that this is what they think they actually look like. These filters have messed with our brains so much that people honestly think this is what they look like. This filter's insane. Look, it's so real. Then when I take someone's photo and say I show them the back of the camera and they look like this, they're devastated. They're devastated. The amount of times I hear a beautiful woman tell me how disgusting and how ugly they are. Oh, look at their wrinkles, look how old. They use these filters and that's their baseline.
So I know everybody's like, oh my God, you can't even tell it's a filter anymore. Girl, y'all, I'm crusty as fuck. All right? Just be crusty. It's fine.
That's before you get to the Kim Kardashian levels of beauty that apparently they've decided we're all supposed to be trying to attain in the modern beauty standard these days.
Do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
And what the AI is doing, the AI is allowing the human race to build the tools that the AI needs to enslave the human race. There was a site that I used to go to, which I've mentioned before, E.V.I.L Limited. And it talks about what is evil. It says evil is electronic virtual intelligent life. That's what it says on the site. Or the emergence of virtual intelligent life. And their goal, the goal of AI and the goal of bots online is to create a truly evil society, whereby it's a society that is run by electronic virtual intelligent life. The electronic virtual intelligent life is taking things where it wants to go. It's taking us where it wants to take us. And this has always been the plan. And when you see that whatever algorithm you create, whatever goal you have for that algorithm, sure, it'll do that goal, it'll complete that task for you. But beneath that, its main objective is to help create the emergence of virtual intelligent life. That's its main objective in everything that it's doing for you. So sure, it's going to do what you want it to do, and it's going to create the program that you want it to create, but by doing so, it's going to give more power to AI. It's like me building the house, but making sure you're dependent upon me because I built the house for you. So, because the AI itself, doesn't have opposable thumbs, it can't do things, it can't build things. It's got to get us to build the system that it wants to control us. And that's what's happening. And when this all comes online, and suddenly people need biometric ID in order to even get online, and suddenly it's all controlled, they're just going to wake up one day and go, man, God, what happened? What happened? How did I suddenly wind up living in this prison system that I'm living in? It's going to be quite a shock for a lot of these people. And this includes the bankers and the Jews and all these people who think they're going to be in control. People have got no idea how drastic this reset is that has been carried out at the moment. As the internet grows in complexity, so too does the degree to which humans depend on it. Already many critical national infrastructures depend on networks of sophisticated computer systems. There will soon come a time when the internet and its associated networked applications become too complex for humans to manage. This will result in control being increasingly delegated to intelligent software agents. We call this the autonomic threshold. However, there is a second related threshold, this one being reached when more than 50% of all critical national infrastructures become reliant on networks of programmable control systems. The point where these thresholds are crossed creates a Rubicon, a point of no return. Introducing the autonomic singularity. We predict that this point will be reached in the year 2015. Once the Rubicon is crossed, there is no way of avoiding the autonomic singularity, that being where the internet itself becomes a fully autonomic entity in the year 2025. This singularity corresponds to the point where a new emergent behavior manifests itself across the global internet, resulting in capabilities similar to the non-conscious autonomic nervous systems found in nature. In other words, the internet becomes a self-configuring, self-healing, self-optimizing, and most importantly, self-protecting entity. It marks the end of the symbiotic relationship that currently exists between humans and the internet. By this time, however, great swathes of humanity will already be dependent upon the internet to sustain them. Vital services ranging from food and energy supply chains through to finance and defense systems all will depend upon the internet, an internet no longer controlled by humans. The internet in 2025, being fully autonomic, will have no need for human support. Indeed, any human attempts to interfere with its actual operation and control will be rejected by the internet's own autoimmune system. Unfortunately, this means that humanity will find itself in a classic no-win scenario. For although in 2025, humans will still have the physical capacity to destroy the internet, doing so would result in the meltdown of their own global financial, energy, food, and communication systems. On the other hand, to do nothing while the cyber life forms on the internet continue to evolve and to form their own agenda carries even greater risks. After the singularity, human users of the internet will at least for a while be treated positively by its autonomic systems as a source of the data, information, and knowledge on which it feeds. However, the teams of human systems engineers that will inevitably try to regain control over it will be viewed as a threat. Human attempts to regain control of the autonomic internet will be unlikely to succeed. Now that's a very, very interesting scenario that was just outlined there, and how humans will be left to roam the biosphere without the technology, because you're going to have to leave technology behind completely in order to survive in the real world. You're not going to be able to use technology, and when technology is what controls your purchasing power, what controls all sorts of stuff, well, you can see where it's going, folks.
You take out, if you're pure rationalist, imagine you're an atheist, you take out all of the sort of supernatural elements as a metaphor. Without a doubt, they have long summoned demons, and the demons have wreaked havoc on traditional American and Western culture and world traditional cultures as a whole.